It's time for part 2 of my rock metal update. Yeah, rock metal update part 2. As you might be able to hear, my voice is getting better. I was sick with bronchitis for like 5 weeks and it was kicking my butt. I was coughing. I couldn't even talk without coughing. I'm still a bit crackly, still a bit raw, but hey, I'm doing better. My voice sounds a little bit better, so gotta get into this. Is part 2. Part 1 was a bunch of other bands, so we've got more of my favorite 70s bands here, starting with Alice Cooper, and there is a bunch of Alice Cooper being added to this collection. So here's Alice Cooper. And some of these are just really old and really cool, because most of them are picture sleeves. So Hello, Hooray, Generation Landslide, great picture sleeve version. And let me show you the back. And let's see if I can remember where this... Again, I don't ever check where these are pressed at, so... this is Spain, so Spain pressing on the green Warner Brothers label. Very cool that it lists some of the other singles on the back that are available on Spain pressings. $1 Billion Babies, Alice Cooper. This is a German pressing. It's backed with Halo of Flies, another great track from '73, I believe it was. And $1 Billion Babies, backed with, what was it backed with? Here's the back. And this pressing is from, let's see if I can tell on here. I think it's a Spain pressing as well, but so it is backed with Halo of Flies. I think it's a Spain pressing. The type is so freaking small, even with my contacts in. I'm struggling to read it. So, let's see if something on the back of here that might tell me. Nope, of course not. You know, I said in past videos that I would start putting stickers on the back with what country they're from and the years. I didn't do it on any of these. Whatever. I mean, it's just, you know, basically show and tell here. So. Alright, this is definitely a Spain pressing. As you can see, it's written in Spanish. And we've got Lamento Juvenal 74, backed with, what do you think of my Spanish? Pretty good, huh? It's pretty bad. Alice La de Corazon Doro, which is Hard-Hearted Alice, I believe, on the backside. From 70, was there a year on here? I think it's 74, because it was after that one. I'm pretty sure it's 74. Again, just a cool single, great photo of Alice Cooper on the front there. And then that was all Alice Cooper band. Then he went and became Alice Cooper the solo artist, and that's what the rest of these are from. How You Gonna See Me Now, from the Inside album, backed with No Tricks, featuring Betty Wright. There's the front, there's the back. And this is a German pressing as well. And then, get it in the sleeve, that'd be great. Another radio pressing in the original Warner Brothers sleeve. But this is from the inside, radio edit on both sides, stereo and mono. So they were still doing stereo and mono, and this is 78, I believe. I Never Cry with Go to Hell. Another European pressing. I believe this is also from Spain, but I can't remember. And I don't see any Spanish writing, so there's no dead giveaway. Maybe it was Italian. I can't remember now. I'll see if it's on here somewhere. And I don't see it. It doesn't matter. On the Warner Brother label, I Never Cry, backed with Go to Hell from Alice Cooper. And some of these 80s singles, when he was experimenting with sound, from the inside sounds like classic, creepy, you know, Alice Cooper. But there was some stuff where he was getting into new wave and all kinds of stuff like that. And those are a bit harder to find, and I never see picture sleeves of them. But you want it, you got it. Back to With Who Do You Think You Are from 81. And let's see, this is Italian pressing. Yep, Italian pressing. It does have a little minor, I don't know if you call it a flaw, but it is a, it's got a little notch on the top. I don't know if it was notched because it was discount bin. I tend to doubt it for a 7-inch. Most likely it was the, this was one that was sent out to radio stations and whatnot. This is a radio promo for 7 and 7's. Mono and stereo in the original Warner Brothers sleeve. A not for sale radio promo of Talk Talk, both songs, both sides, same song, mono and stereo. One more promo pressing. This is the man behind the mask from the what was that movie called? He's back. The man behind the mask. Friday the 13th part. Maybe it's on here because I can't remember now. 7. Yeah, Jason Lives. Again, mono stereo pressing in the original MCA sleeve. This is a Teenage Frankenstein. And I believe this is a German pressing. Yes, it is. This is a cover track that was actually only released on a soundtracked album originally, but this is the promo version of I Got a Line on You. And it's stereo both sides, white label promo, original epic sleeve from 1980. Let's see if I can do a year on here because I don't remember the year on this one because it's not connected with an album. It's from the Iron Eagle soundtrack from 1988. So I also have the regular version here, which is a split. I need to replace the sleeve because someone wrote on it, but original epic sleeve. So it's got Alice Cooper. Doing a cover of "I Got a Line on You" on the A side, and the B side is "Living on the Edge" by Brittany Fox. So I like both sides. I like both bands, but that will be staying in my Alice Cooper collection. All right, next up, probably most people would. I don't know, I probably would call them my all-time favorite band just because I've been a fan literally since I was like in grade school. 1976, 77, I discovered this band and I've been just a, crazy fan ever since. I've met so many bands in my life, but this particular band, I've never got to meet any of the guys. Lots of friends have met them, and they've even got stuff autographed for me, which is fantastic. But I've never got to meet any of these guys myself, and I would love to just meet all of them, or even one of them, just to shake their hand, get an autograph, and say thanks for the music. So anyhow, but they got Aerosmith, Doce Emoción. I believe this is a Mexico pressing. Backed with Tio Salty, Uncle Salty. Nice cool picture sleeve with the Get Your Wings Era logo on there. I'm pretty sure I have all the Aerosmith Japanese singles now. After I go through this collection, this is one that I've been missing for a long time. There's 2 different Japanese pressings with the Draw the Line cover on it. One of them is like a compilation, a tour compilation with not from the Draw the Line era. This one happens to actually be the track, Draw the Line, backed with Critical Mass, with the original sleeve, and the sticker, which looks like it's covering Tyler's face, is actually on the plastic sleeve. But it's 450 yen. I don't know. That's what I don't know how old that sticker is, and it says excellent, excellent, and the condition is. I mean, to me, I'd mark this as near mint. It's just, it looks flawless, like it's never been played. Japanese sellers are always the most honest sellers I've ever met. I mean, they're very honest about what they're selling, and I've been after that one for a long time. And this one too, which is weird because this is U.S. pressing, but to show up in the picture sleeve almost never does. So this is Sheila from Done with Mirror albums, and backed with Gypsy Boots. Again, I've got a couple different pressings of this in the U.S., and they're always in just the regular Geffen sleeves. So it was nice to finally find one in the original picture sleeve. Oddly enough, just all the CDs, vinyl, cassettes, all the stuff that was printed for this album, where everything was printed in reverse, like mirrored, but the single is not. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Again, just nerdy facts. There's the back. The back has the same picture, same. I think in just 2 different colors. So glad to have that, and I didn't pay a lot for it, so which is great. I just was keeping an eye on Discogs, and one finally popped up, and I grabbed it. And I grabbed a few others from the same seller again because they're going to pay $5 for shipping, I might as well, and there's no extra shipping, I might as well see what else I can find. So, all right, and this is the other one to fulfill. I think I have all the Japanese pressings from the 70s and 80s of Aerosmith, and this one's got the price sticker still on it too. I thought it was kind of funny. I assume it's yen, so this is Jap 100. That'd be a lot if it was in dollars, $100 for this single, but this says the Angel. I probably have 15 versions of this, but I never could find the Japanese pressing. Finally found it at a decent price. So they do show up quite often on eBay if anyone else is looking for them. The problem is a lot of the Japanese sellers, and it's not their fault, but you know, even if they have this thing for $10, the shipping is $20, $25. So you're paying $35 plus tax on a single. You're at 40 and 50 bucks for a single that should only be $20. So that's why, even though it's not super uncommon, I just didn't have it until I found it for a decent price with a decent shipping cost. And I did get that from a Japanese seller, but his shipping was only $8. And it got here super quick, so I don't know why. Okay, now these next two, you were like, don't you already have that? Yeah, I do. I've got buku versions of this. But Dude Looks Like a Lady, Back to a Samurai. This is a UK pressing. Again, I probably wouldn't have purchased this, but it was somewhat expensive, and I got it from that same company, Vinyl Tap, where I got a lot of these other singles from. So it was part of a bulk, you know. So I got a good deal on these. But I also have a German pressing here that I also picked up, which looks identical to the US pressing. The cover does, and the there's not much difference between these two either. The only difference is as you can see, the writing on top is a little different. That's it. So the covers are identical. Obviously the backs are a little different, but don't matter. It's Aerosmith, and I collect anything I can from them. This one's cool too. I've never seen this one before. This is a Mexican promo single. WEA distribution, Geffen Records. Got the little Warner Brothers logo on there as well. But it is. Let's see if I can get my Spanish going here. I can take it out of the sleeve. I can't see it. Too much reflection. Le Toma. How'd I do? What it takes. So it's a white label promo from Mexico. Just not something I have ever seen in my lifetime. Didn't even know it existed. Was, again, digging through eBay, sitting there watching TV with my wife one night and just looking for singles, and I found this one and I picked it up. Now, when I did pick it up, and the seller sent it to me, he said it was in excellent condition, that it had a generic sleeve. Well, I hoped by generic it meant, the generic this sleeve. Now, it literally came in a white sleeve, so I had to go out and find this Mexican WEA sleeve, which I did. I found another artist. I can't even remember who it was now. Somebody I didn't even know, but the single cost me $1 plus like $2 shipping. So I ended up paying $3 just for the sleeve, just to have the right sleeve on that album. That's what you call anal. All right, next up, this is the last one from Aerosmith, but it is not Aerosmith, and it's related. This is a Joe Perry project. Let the Music Do the Talking, and I probably have 4 or 5 versions of this, but didn't have this promo pressing from the UK. It is Let the Music Do the Talking, backed with Bone to Bone on the CBS label and the CBS sleeve. Alright, and this last one should be all the same band or related, and it is, but it's a pretty good pile, so I'm going to get right into it and be quick because we're already 15 minutes in. Another one of my favorite 70s bands. So we've had Angel and Kiss and Ted Nugent and Alice Cooper and Budgie. So we've had all kinds of bands from all over the world. This band's coming from the first wave of British heavy metal. Deep Purple. This is a I think it's a Spain pressing, or let me check it. See if I can remember where this is from. I can't remember where it's from. Don't matter, I guess. But early stuff from Deep Purple. Oh, Mexico. This is a Mexican pressing. Any picture sleeves of the early, Deep Purple stuff, the pre-Ian Gillan stuff, Mach 1 era, is hard to find. But this is a cool, very odd looking single. El Voleo, I should have known from looking at the cover that it's from Mexico. El Voleo del Parajo. The Bird Has Flown, with Hallelujah on the B-side, on the EMI label. Bunch of Japanese pressings in here. Highway Star, back with Strange Kind of Woman. In the Warner Brothers sleeve. This is Fireball, backed with something. I have to look because I can't remember the track and I can't see a name on here anywhere. Let's see. Oh yeah, Anyone's Daughter, back on the B-side in the original Warner Brothers sleeved Japanese pressing. Getting into the later era, the Mach 3 era of Deep Purple, Might Just Take Your Life. Awesome picture sleeve single. Backed with can't read it. This is I believe this is a Spain pressing, and it's in Spanish. Coronarias Radin on the B side. Let's see if I can. It's all in Spanish. I can't read it. So I mean, I know a few words in Spanish. I live in New Mexico, so there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people here. So I picked up some words and stuff like that, but to actually speak it and read it, no, I'm not there. I wish I was. I wish I would have paid attention when I took Spanish in high school and actually learned it. But back then, you're always too smart for your own britches and think, what am I going to ever use that for? All right, this is another Japanese pressing for, excuse me, You Keep Me Moving, backed with Coming Home from a Come and Taste the Band album. Original sleeve, Warner Brothers. I think I talked earlier when I was showing a Mercury Thin Lizzy sleeve that the later Mercury records just came in white sleeves. There was no Mercury record sleeve. This is one of those. This is a radio promo for Bad Attitude, the radio edit version. Same song both sides. I believe they're both stereo. They are. So same song both sides, stereo. Again, this is not one I probably would have paid a lot for, but I got it in a bulk, so it was probably a couple dollars. And Deep Purple is just one of those bands I collect anything by. Now, the rest of these are not Deep Purple. They're related to Deep Purple, so, but some of these are dang cool. This one included. This is a Japanese single for Man in the Silver Mountain from the very first Rainbow album, backed with Snake Charmer. Love the cover art. Polydor label. It does have the original Polydor sleeve, and for some reason it's in a plastic sleeve and has the original Polydor sleeve. So I bought this. Again, this wasn't a super cheap one, but it wasn't super expensive either. But nice to find it. Awesome picture of Richie Blackmore on the front there. And the next one is the same song, but a US promo pressing, stereo mono in the polygram sleeve. Man on the Silver Mountain. This is white label radio. Dio era stuff, man, good luck finding it. It just doesn't show up often. You need to spend some time searching to find that stuff. One more. This is a, I believe it's a UK pressing. Yep, on the Polydor label. Live, Rainbow, Kill the King, Man on the Silver Mountain, Mistreated. Love the picture sleeve with the live photos of these guys who are all legends. Tony Carey, Kazi Powell, who we've lost. Jimmy Bain, who we lost. Richie Blackmore, Ryan James Dio, who we lost. So yeah, fantastic lineup. And then one more from Rainbow. This is another Japanese pressing. This is Street of Dreams, backed with Anybody. So this again I bought in a lot with some of the other stuff that you've seen. Alright, getting out of Rainbow but staying Deep Purple related. This is the new wave of British heavy metal band Gillan, not the Ian Gillan band, Gillan, with John McCoy and all those guys who made up this band. So Gillan, this is UK pressing of Restless and On the Rocks. John McCoy, what are the other guys' names in the band? Man, it's going to make me nuts. But I can't remember band names. Must be an old age thing, huh? This thing is a beast. Just check it out. Colin Towns was in the band. Huge poster of Ian Gillan in here. If you unfold it, and I love the smell of this thing. It's got that antique-ish, walked into the record store smell. Guitar player is what's driving me nuts. I can't remember his name. He was in Ozzy for a short time after this. Did a bunch of solo stuff. Why can't I remember his name? Anyhow, Gillan, Restless, UK pressing, poster sleeve. There is a non-poster sleeve edition of this too, which I think I already have. This one I've never seen before. This was cool as crap from the Magic album. This is Gillan, Long Gone. It looks like this is the cover, but it actually goes like this, and let me show you why. So it's the Magic album. It's got this little hand, and I just dropped the sleeve. Gatefold. Virgin Records, Gillan. And I think this Magic might have been the last album with Gillan, the band. He did some more stuff as Gillan and as Ian Gillan, but it wasn't the same anymore because it wasn't the same guys. Gillan was the band that was around during the New Wave of British Heavy Movement, was making, heavy metal music, was actually a band with, mostly steady members. So, alright, come on, get on there. Alright, I'll do this later. Next up, 3 from the same artist, 3 of the same songs, 3 different covers, Deep Purple related, Roger Glover and Guess, Love Is All. Backed with, I can't remember what this was backed with. Love Is All, backed with Old Man Mole and Magician Moth. This one was supposedly in very good plus condition. This side looks like near mint. This side's got some like modeling on it or something, but it plays okay. I don't know how well that'll be seen in the video, but it's a rare single from the Butterfly Ball album from Roger Glover and Guess. And the cool thing about it is this single features Ronnie James Dio on vocals, and this was back when he was in Elf. And it's a great song, and apparently it did really well, and it was one of Dio's first gold singles. So there you go, Love Is All, Love Is All, and Love Is All. Now some of these have different songs in the back. This one's got No Solution on the B side. This one's actually a 4-track EP. So it's got Little Chicken Blue, Homebound, and obviously Love Is All, and one other track I believe on the A side. Setting in a Dream, all Glover tracks, but again featuring Ronnie James Dio on the track Love Is All. It's a great track. I mean, you can't mistake Ian Gillan's. Excuse me, did I say Ian Gillan? If I did, I apologize. Ronnie James Dio's mistakable voice. I tend to just Deep Purple, Ian Gillan kind of go together. But Ron James Dio's distinguishing voice. So all 3 of these there's a ton of these, and I know guys who collect just these singles because there's so many different versions of it out there. And this is 3 I think I got 1 or 2 others. Fantastic song, fantastic project, and anything Ronnie James Dio or Deep Purple related is welcome in my collection. Kerry Livgren, how is that related? This is a promo single, stereo mono of The Mask of the Great Deceiver with Ronnie James Dio on vocals. So this is very much a Dio single as well as a Kerry Livgren single. Such a great song from a great album from Kerry Livgren. And I found 3 copies of this and I bought all 3. And I sent one to a friend of mine. I have 1 more that I'm sending to another friend of mine. So these just don't show up very often. So I don't think there was an actual single for this. Only it was released as a promo single for the album. Mask of the Great Deceiver featuring Ronnie James Dio. Black Sabbath, Trashed. How's that related? Well, Ian Gillan, who sang for Deep Purple, and Gillan obviously sang on this album as well. So you got Trashed on both sides. I believe it's both stereo too. Let's see here. No, it's still mono stereo. Wow, that was 1980. It had to be 83, 84 because I was still in high school when that came out. But yeah, mono stereo in the original Warner Brothers sleeve. Promo pressing of Whitesnake, Lonely Days, back with Don't Break My Heart. It's in an Atlantic sleeve, and I was like, I didn't know if that was right when it showed up. Looked it up, sure enough, it was released and distributed by the Atlantic Group. So, and then finally, Japanese single. Not my favorite era of this band. I do love Whitesnake, but this is Here I Go Again and Is This Love, This is when they were going for that pop metal sound. I don't dislike it, but it's just I just like the bluesier, heavy metal, hard rock they were doing before they went to that pop metal sound. But regardless, cool Japanese single, couldn't leave it behind. Again, one of those ones I bought in a lot, so I couldn't leave it behind because I collect White Snake as well. So there you go. That's my part 2 of my 70s era rock metal update video. Appreciate y'all watching. Leave a comment below. Love talking to you all, and I appreciate y'all watching my videos and talking music with me. So that's it. God bless. Stay strong.